Is Black Panther all that stands between the Earth and complete domination from the moon god Khonshu? Well then, let's hop into the pages of Avengers issue number 36 and find out together, shall we? So then, this newest issue plays around with time a fair amount as we see several very important scenes unfold out of order. First up is Moon Knight Mark Spector doing Hellfire Donuts on the moon, and I mean, hey, if you had a Hell Charger of your very own, who's to say you wouldn't do the same? Moon Knight's not alone, though, as he gets accosted by the Unseen of all people. You may very well have forgotten this guy existed, but basically he's a fusion between Nick Fury Sr. and the Watcher that was born at the end of the event Original Sin. Jason Aaron wrote that story too, and I'm shocked it took him this long to do anything with the Unseen, especially because he keeps showing up in other books, and especially because at the end of Fantastic Four's Empire story, it looked like the Watcher returned again. The Unseen has come to Moon Knight because he's aware of his internal conflict. He betrayed his friends in the superhero community to serve the greater good of his god, which in turn he hoped would help save the world from Mephisto, but now Mark is unsure if a total takeover by Khonshu was really worth it. You know, what with the whole trading one devil for another. Now, at the end of the last issue, Black Panther had managed to escape from the Moon Priests that were trying to steal his Panther power. Now he's ready to try to talk some sense into Moon Knight, or beat some sense into him, whichever one comes first, honestly. Their fight ends up taking up a whole big chunk of the issue, and it is indeed pretty cool to see them call back to the first issue, wherein T'Challa now gets to be the one pulling off a bunch of cool kung fu moves named after different things in Wakanda. But hey, if that wasn't cool enough, Black Panther gets to take another level in badass when earlier on before this fight, Khonshu actually tried to use Mjolnir against him. You see, keeping with Aaron's own lore though, the hammer is still actually very much alive with a superstorm in the center, and while Khonshu may be able to control the moon minerals the hammer is made of, the sentient storm inside recognizes Black Panther as a friend and tries to aid him. In fact, historically, this may not even be the first time a Black Panther has wielded Mjolnir, as we get a tiny little flashback to Avengers BC Black Panther doing the very same thing. King T'Challa proceeds to lay an unholy beatdown on Moon Knight all throughout this issue, and while his eternal monologue talks about how he needs to pray harder and that maybe he needs better gods. And indeed, Khonshu is nowhere to help him right now because he's still working on his own plan to try and steal the Star Brand baby's powers. Iron Man and Captain Marvel went to space hoping to escape the Moon Priests and their zombies, only to end up running directly into Khonshu himself. Damn, Tony, it's almost like the moon is in space or something. If you were running away from leprechauns, would you try and hide out in Ireland? Because that's basically your train of thought right now. And wouldn't you know it, it's right around here all these seemingly different battles start converging into one point. Turns out Mark Spector only let himself get wailed on during that fight with Black Panther. He wasn't being mind controlled or anything, he just wanted to prove that he could hack it to a higher power. No, not Khonshu the moon god, something much bigger, more powerful, and more ancient. For you see, this was all part of Mark Spector's own plan to join himself with the frickin' Phoenix Force, turning him into something that has a shot at taking down his own god himself. And so that was Avengers issue number 36, everybody, and once again, while plenty of really cool stuff happened on the page, it's stuff I had a hard time caring about and really feeling invested in. I mean, yeah, I guess Mark Spector is going on an interesting journey of self-discovery and turning against his god due to their own morally questionable actions, but I just cannot help but feel like over the years Marvel has conditioned me as a comic reader to not care about anything that's going on with Moon Knight because they're just gonna reset him back to zero whenever a new writer comes on board. And with that new Moon Knight TV show imminent, it's only a matter of time before they reset him again. It's certainly fun to see Black Panther use so many different skills in one battle against one foe, and the calling back to the first issue was a nice touch, but again, I feel like there's very little Avengers team stuff going on in this Avengers team book right now. Still not the worst, but far from my favorite when it comes to this series. Overall, I'd feel comfortable giving this one a 7 out of 10.
Hey there everyone, it's your pal Cape Joel again, and if you're seeing my face right now, that means you watched to the end of the video, and I'll always be grateful for that. Retention helps in this crazy YouTube game, and so does becoming a patron. If you head on down to the description, you can find a link to my Patreon page. Recently just redid all the tiers, a lot of cool stuff offering up there, exclusive commentaries, exclusive polls, behind the scenes concept art for Capes and Quest, that's the brand new D&D show I've started soon. Never been a better time to become a patron. You can become a patron for as little as $1 a month and help the channel grow and, help me continue to deliver content like what you just saw. So I want to thank you all, and I will see you again next time. Bye-bye.